Alright guys, well we're going to try to rescue another one. I picked this one up yesterday. I think we did alright. I've got about $125 in it, so I don't think we can go wrong there. Plastics they're all here. I've got the rest of them inside the truck. He started doing something on it. The story I got was the fuel tank was leaking. He tried to fix it. It took him a little longer. He ended up getting hurt and he couldn't finish it. So it's been sitting for a while. So we're going to try to bring it back. But the plastics are all in really good shape. Still have the original tires on it. It's really majority of it's the original machine, I believe. I don't think it's had anything done to it. But for $125, I figured I'd give it a shot and see what we could do with it. We'll start working on it a little bit today if the weather holds up and see what we've got here. Alright guys, well, we've already started, and right now, I don't know if you saw from the other video, but they had a battery sitting back here. They had an old lawnmower battery. Then they had all this wrapped up in the frame. I'm fixing to take it apart because I think the original leads are here and here for the battery. We're going to put what actually goes in here back in here anyway. I have to clean this up because it's a look at it, it's a mess. So this is just falling off, and they've rigged up this start button here, which I guess makes sense because this one I don't know if it works at all anymore, and the wiring is a bird nest, so we're gonna have to go through that and see if we can get everything back the way it's supposed to be. Good news with the starter button and the jump box, we got the engine turned over, and we looked like we had pretty good compression. I think we had about 150 psi, or a little under that. It's more like about 130, and I think that'll be all right. So we're going to clean this mess up back here and see if we can get some of the wiring back the way it's supposed to be, and then we'll concentrate on this disaster up here. Okay, and something else. I don't know who did this before, but I just want to say thank you for not cutting the main lines here and just, you know, cobbling them together. It was definitely like this. It was better than cut these things off, because I really didn't want to have to replace all these. Some of the stuff we're doing away with. We had some kind of auxiliary lights, I guess, hooked up. But you see, we've got, you know, a bird nest of stuff in here we're going to try to clean up. If we put any light bars or anything on here, we won't do it this way. So we're going to try to get that cleaned up. Fixing to try to tackle this and see what they've done here. That's going to take a few minutes. And of course, we did get this turning over. It appears the oil pump's still hooked up because it did spray out some freaking two-stroke oil. The gas tank obviously is not hooked up. We're going to take the carb off because this thing has been sitting. From what if the guy I got it from was telling me the truth, he got in a car accident and it destroyed him. He was in the hospital for a while, had to get his hip rebuilt, and hurt his back, and it made a mess of him. Well, right after he got out, there were some complications from the surgery that led to him having, I guess, diabetes. I'm not 100% sure how that happened, but he got hurt again. He cut his leg in the creek while he was fishing, and because of the diabetes, it wouldn't heal up the way it was supposed to. He ended up losing his leg. So he went from a car accident, shattering his hip and some other issues with his back and his legs, to losing his leg. And this four-wheeler was broke before that. So he was trying to fix a fuel leak, is what he told me. And when he got hurt, and then he stayed hurt, and he hasn't been able to do anything with it. When he came back to it, he can't get around and do things the way you needed to anymore. And that's how I ended up with a four-wheeler. So we're going to go ahead and pull this carb off, because the long story I just told you is about, yeah, the carb's probably full of shit. So we're going to take that off and clean it up. And we're going to try to clean up some of this. I already ordered a new switch. I said the engine start switch I think works. I mean, it may work, and the override switch may work. They feel fine. But the light switch is frozen solid. So we're just going to shit can this and get another one. But the machine's got fairly low miles on it. Only 2,400 miles. That's not bad. So we'll see if we can clean this up and clean that up and see what happens. Something wild about this, it actually has metal racks. And now, to be honest with you, I didn't even know that Polaris ever had. I mean, it's not bad in there. We'll find out what it looks like when we open it up. I'm sure it's a mess. It looks like it's going to be the... what we got here? Yep, it's got a Mikuni carburetor on it, so it's not one of the Amazon ripoffs. So I mean, that makes me feel good. Somebody has definitely, I think, had this off, because that's usually supposed to be tight, and I didn't do it. So I don't know if they were having trouble. All I know is what they told me, and that, you know, could be or could not be right. This is what kind of fuel line they had on it, so I don't know, we'll see. Alright, we got the carburetor back. We pulled everything off. We're going to go ahead and open the bottom up and see what kind of mess we've got in here. Some of these screws ain't looking, well, that's loose. That one's loose too. That's probably good, because it would have stripped if it wasn't, like that one's trying. Yeah, we're gonna play hell with those. Obviously this thing's full of oil. I've got a cat or something in here with me. And it is. Alright, good. That's good. And sometimes I have kids that leave the basement door open, and then we have possums, raccoons, a bear, all kinds of stuff that come in here. Yeah, we're gonna have to get that one. Well, that one we can get. The other one we're gonna have to get something else. And look at this. Look at what? Oh boy. There we go. But yeah, we're gonna have to get screws, and I'm a little worried about that one because it looks like they put a wood screw in it. Oh my God. I don't think that was supposed to look like that. Have you ever seen one full of oil? No gas in it at all? Alright, that's great. Alright, well, I think I got that cleaned up, or most of it anyway. It's a bit of a mess. Yeah, okay, I hadn't seen that before. I don't know. I'm guessing they had the oil line hooked up to the wrong place, because I don't think I've ever seen a carburetor full of oil like that. But, you know, once again, I'm not an ATV mechanic. Let's see where we're at here on our screw. Half. Only half turn out on the screw, so that's probably not right, but we'll have to get back in there and work on that. Let's see. And our float angle is definitely wrong. That's what they tell me is this thing is supposed to be sitting up just a tad from here. So, but the needle's moving like it's supposed to. We'll pull this pin, which should probably come out really easy considering it's covered in oil. And we'll take a look at That's how the needle valve looks. Y'all don't look. It just reminds me that I don't know where my hammer is. Oh, here it goes. Yes, it's a claw hammer. Why? Because I'm not a mechanic. I am a carpenter. Or at least I was. I was a carpenter. Yeah, that's a bit of a mess there. All in all, it actually doesn't look bad. It's fairly clean. Just full of oil. And the only thing I can figure out, being as I'm not a mechanic in this kind of stuff, is they maybe had the oil line hooked to the vent here. You think? Because that's the only other thing I can figure how that would have filled up, is maybe they had the oil line hooked up right here and just filled it up with oil. That's all I can think of right off the top of my head. So we're going to clean all this up, and I said the jet here is clean. Everything looks good there. I got to clean this up. It's a bit of a mess. Got some stuff on it, but even it's not awful. It's blocked, but we'll get that cleaned up real quick. Yep, look, no, not blocked anymore. So, yeah, let me get this thing cleaned up. I'll go back out to the four-wheeler and see if I can figure out maybe what they did. But that's what I'm thinking. The only thing I can figure is they hooked the oil line up to here, because I have no idea how else it would have filled up with oil like that. I don't know. But I'll try to figure that out, because that was wild. Nothing I ever saw there but like that before. Alright guys, well, here's what we did. We're using a fuel tank off of the 250. They are the same. We just got this one temporary in here. We've got the carb clean. Put a new spark plug in it, and wiring is a disaster on here. So you turn the key, you got nothing. None of the indicator lights work that I know of other than the low oil. That's it. And as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. And this is what they were using to start it, but that button is no good no more. So I actually have to jump the solenoid, and it should fire up. Alright, there you go. I have not fine-tuned this carb or anything yet. So it doesn't sound bad. It's not smoking real bad. It did when I first fired it up. I know you guys saw the carburetor was full of oil, and the cylinder was full of oil, and I don't know if that's from people looking at it, and you know, there was no fuel tank hooked up. I don't know. Maybe they just filled it full of oil, turned it over. I have no idea, but I mean, it's a $125 four-wheeler, loaded with electrical issues, but I mean, it runs, so I think I did fine. The brakes do not work, so I had to fix the brakes, because I almost killed myself right here. Checking forward and reverse, I started backing up down the hill and realized, hey, guess what, dummy? You can't stop. So that was pretty bad, but low gear, forward, reverse, all work. I don't think the 4-wheel drive works, but we'll get that figured out. It may be in, yeah, that. So we'll get it figured out. But there we go, guys. $125. It's actually running pretty good.